My name is Maggie, and welcome to Arrow's DIY. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this carrot topiary just using Dollar Tree items. You can create this entire look for under $10. If you would like to make one for yourself, stick around and I'll show you how. Alright, so let's get started. In the Craft Your Square section of the Dollar Tree, you can find these wood clothespins in a pack of 24. They are the medium-sized ones. We're going to need about 14 of them. First, you're going to take them apart, removing the metal piece completely, and then you're going to glue them backwards. Repeat this process for all 14 clothespins. Once your clothespins are all glued together backwards, we're going to paint them. So get your favorite shade of orange and paint the clothespins. And now they have transformed into little carrots. Once all of your carrots are painted, we move on to the next part. Grab a foam ball from the 3-pack that I showed you earlier and cut out a wedge. Be careful when using the box cutter. It is a very sharp blade. It is important to push your box cutter blade deep into the foam ball. As you can see, this part takes quite a while, but it's very important to get your box cutter deep into the ball to get that clean line. So just take your time and make sure that none of the pieces stay attached to the big foam ball. Once I was sure that it was separated, I attempted at giving it a big yank. And I must say I was pleased. That came out way better than I ever thought it would have. Once you have your Pac-Man piece made, you're going to go ahead and paint it. After I finish giving you this 360 view of the foam ball cut. I use Apple Barrel's Kelly Green. I thought I was going to use the other two paints, but I didn't. So here I am using the lid as a little paint holder, and I paint the whole thing. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but I painted the whole thing and let it dry. Using the little wedge that we cut out, I trace it on a piece of paper and just lay out the carrots to see how I wanted them to lay out on the actual topiary. And I'm glad I did this because I realized Then we're going to have to keep empty space in the center. That way all the carrots fit somewhat on the wedge. Now take a wooden dowel and glue it to the center of your foam ball. Paint the middle part green, just in case we can see it through the carrots. And then begin attaching your carrots. I was impatient and I couldn't wait for the paint to dry before I placed the carrots. So I started at the top ends and then continued adding carrots until I reached the center of the dome. I apologize for my children. They are awake right now and full of life. So if you hear them in the background, my apologies. As you can see, I started at the end until I reached the center of the dome, and I did the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to take some of these faux moss stones that you can also get at the Dollar Tree, and we're going to use those as the top of our topiary. So I'm not concerned about that little gap between the two moss stones because it'll be less obvious once we add the greenery. I'm going to use the floral moss from Dollar Tree and this greenery from Michael's. I'm going to cut pieces of the greenery that I want to use. Here I'm just showing you how I cut it to get the little pieces for the topiary using this one pick. So now I'm just going to put the greenery between that little opening between the moss stones. And I realized that it's important to use the floral stem to make a hole, then add the greenery into that hole. So once I got the little tiny pieces cut, I decided to use those as the greenery of my carrots. I thought it gave it a little whimsical look, and it was definitely unique. Once all the wild greenery was added, I went ahead and covered it all with Spanish moss. Originally, I did want to use regular moss, the green type, but my Dollar Tree didn't carry any. So I just substituted the Spanish moss. And I did like the way it ended up because it made it look like woodsy, kind of like a whimsical woodland kind of vibe. I also added some to the top part of the topiary, and that helped hide the fact that it was two separate pieces. Now it just looks like one round sphere thing. Once all the Spanish moss was added, I put in the little tiny bit of boxwood eucalyptus looking leaf that I had. I literally had, I think it was 8 pieces. So I just put it all around in a random order, you know, like nature, random. And I really like it, guys. I think it's so cute. Okay, so here's a close-up where you can see all the details and the light. Never mind the glue gun spider webs. We can always heat them off later with some heat gun or hair dryer, whatever you want to use to take off all those little spider webs caused by the glue gun. But I think it looks so cute. Now onto the pot. I got a 3-pack of these clay tiny pots. And but first we need to paint the little stick here of the topiary brown. So I used Nutmeg Brown, as you saw. And I actually ended up replacing this dowel because I couldn't find the dowel I wanted to use originally, but I found it later. So I replaced that entire stick after the fact. It helped support it upright better. And I think that's the most important part of a topiary, right? For it to be standing straight up. So the thicker dowel I add later on does that job. Here I am painting the terracotta pot. I was trying to do like a whitewash ombre effect. It's my first time attempting, so can't say I did great. If I would do this over, I would have brought that bottom layer down a bit. I wouldn't have brought it up so much. Because it kind of created a harsh line. The terracotta pot sucks up the paint so fast. So you don't really get a chance to blend or mix the paint. Next time, guys. Next time I'll get it right. To try to blend it in, I put some paint directly on my paintbrush and just dip that in the water. As you can see here, I dip that in water so it's not just purely paint. It's kind of watered down paint. And I think it did a pretty good job at mixing the top layer with the bottom layer. And here you go, guys. I put some foam in the pot and stuck the thick dowel into the foam, covered the foam with some Spanish moss, and that's it, guys. We're done. What do you think? I absolutely love this. It's definitely unique. Not many people are going to have this. If you liked it, give me a like. If you didn't, comment what you would have done different. And subscribe if you want to see more of what I make in this house. Alright guys, until next time, bye-bye!